Hello everybody, it is Pooka. It is Tom Nesbitt, 44th annual Labor Day Shootout, Hibbing Raceway, doing our annual interview with Tom, kind of catching up. This interview being brought to you by the Bottle Shop in Hibbing, so whenever you're in Hibbing and you need liquor, especially you race fans, right by Holiday Gas Station, Taco John's out on the highway, head west there on 25th. Get to the T, the Bottle Shop's right there. It's owned by Marcus and Jenny Demjanovich, racers themselves. So that's the place to go for your Busch Latte and all your liquor needs when you're in Hibbing. So here he is, the legend himself, Tom Nesbitt. So Tom hails from Thunder Bay, Ontario, and like we were just talking, racing is now back in Thunder Bay.
It's back really big. There are record crowds every and they're getting more and more people every Wednesday night to the races.
And BMOD numbers, what, close to 30?
There's a night, but there's probably 50 so registered.
Oh wow, okay.
In the area, and they're getting 30 to 35 or 3 every night. They run Wednesdays.
Yeah.
And the crowds have been record. They just keep getting more and more every Wednesday.
Oh, that's great news. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
Well, Mosquito Speedway was there. When did that close?
Well, Mosquito opened up. My cousin and his friend, they built Mosquito out it's 18 miles out of town, and they ran Sundays after Riverview closed down. They were successful for about 5 or 6 years on Sundays, and then they closed down. And the Simpson boys family took it over about 5 years ago and went there and revamped the whole place and had that yearly race in the fall.
Yeah.
Called the Thunder Bay Truck Center sponsors it, and they were very successful. First year they had it, they had to turn people away. They couldn't put any more people on the property. You had to park 2 miles away and walk down the road, and it was really successful. They never had lights there, so they had to start early and get finished before dark, because it got dark about 8:30, 9 o'clock. They were successful. They just packed the place. And the last year when the track opened up, the Nadines brothers who own the track hired the Simpsons to run that big 3-day race last fall, and it was a record thing. It's been getting bigger and bigger there every week.
Good. So a guy that's doing a lot of winning up there, Cole Chernowski.
Yeah, he does all right.
Yeah, he think he's got a future coming down here and winning some races in the States too.
Oh yeah, he was at Grand Rapids last night in both cars.
Yeah.
And he's doing quite well. The Dave Simpson, he was here last night at Grand Rapids, and there's a Colin Chaschuk that travels, and there's quite a few. Last night there was Garrity from Thunder Bay.
Garrity, yeah. The yellow car.
Yeah, and Simpson, and Chernowski had a super stock and a BMOD.
Yeah.
Last night.
Yeah.
But he's doing quite well. He won this summer when they raced with that XR series.
Yeah.
I think he ended up winning the points.
Okay.
For that class.
Okay. So another guy doing a lot of winning, Shane Sabraski. And we just had a conversation on the One to Go show not too long ago. He crossed over 800 wins. We were wondering how many wins Dick Trickle had, so we kind of put it out there. Someone came back with 1,200 wins over Dick Trickle's lifetime. Do you see a way that Shane Sabraski could possibly get from 800 to 1,200? He seems young enough, but that's a lot of wins.
There's some discussion on that. Yeah. Shane's wins, don't take nothing away from him, are in 2 classes.
Right.
And in a lesser class.
Right.
Where Trickle's wins were all top of the line, the highest class he could be in late models, asphalt late models. And so Could Shane top it? He's got 400 to go.
Right, it's a lot.
Probably not. Are they equal? There's some discussion saying, well, they're at a lesser class, they shouldn't be as equal. A win's a win in any class. But like I say, there's discussion. And I don't think that anybody will top Trickle in like I got 757 or something feature wins in one class.
Yeah.
And I've had a few wins in the Superstock class, just 2 or 3. And I drove a wing modified one summer for a guy in Cedar Lake, and I didn't get any wins in that. I did get a few wins in some Superstock races, but I didn't really count that in my total.
Yeah.
And
so do you believe that, so like I said, we just had somebody come. Do you believe that 1,200 number for Trickle, does that sound accurate to you?
yeah.
He dominated that much?
Oh yeah.
okay.
Everywhere he went.
Okay.
Everywhere.
And you raced against him?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And he even came to Menominee and put dirt tires on quite a few years ago and ran his asphalt car. Tom Stiting bought the tires for him, and I remember racing, and near the end of the race he went blowing by me with one door missing, and on his Mustang, purple and white at the time. And I think he got 3rd. I'm not sure, but we were kidding around after races about how I blew the doors off him, but I said, no, you blew your own doors off because you wouldn't buy me.
All right. Another person that's done a lot of winning over his lifetime, Donnie Schatz. Now, obviously you're a late model guy, but you kind of keep an eye on the sprint cars a little bit. Do you think Donnie can get one more title with this young group of guys?
I hate to say this, but he's been, since he went to the Fords, he's slowed right down. And that's probably an economic thing, like Stewart owns everything. And Stewart is probably getting money from Ford to run the Ford motors. But in my mind, ever since he went back to the Fords, he hasn't been as dominant. And they're not going to say that because
that's where the money is.
What's where their money is in the sponsorship.
Yeah.
But that's what I think. He's had a bad, or not bad, but less lackluster since he's been the Ford. But the last couple of weeks he's been doing better, a lot better. And the late model, he's average.
Yeah.
And like his niece, Eisen, something.
Yeah. She races out there. Yeah.
She went from go-karts last year. She went to the late. Well, first she went in a sprint car this summer. First woman to win this and that, and then she did drive the late model.
Yeah.
I don't really know what she did for how it results.
Right. All right, I think we're going to have company here, so I'll ask you just a couple more. Kyle Larson, thoughts?
He can drive. There's not anything he can drive anything.
Have you seen anyone in your time as versatile?
Pardon me?
Have you seen a driver as versatile as Kyle Larson in your over the years? Where
No,
it's midget to sprints to late models to whatever.
No, I haven't. Come on in.
Are you getting interviewed?
Doing an interview.
Yeah, it's almost over.
Almost over. Hang tight.
How you doing, buddy? Huh?
I don't think you'll ever see another Kyle Larson that can jump into anything. And he's a one of a kind.
All right, last question. Another person do a lot of winning. You got the T-shirt on. Kennedy Swan. So for those of you who don't know, 15-year-old, drives a B-mod. Just I don't know, 90 pounds at best, soaking wet, 80 pounds, I don't know, just this tiny
Not
girl.
very big, but she's a very smart driver. And her dad knows exactly what to do with the race car. And she seems to look ahead or drive to see what's going to happen in front of her, stay out of trouble. And if she keeps it up, she's going to go places. I mean, there's people got their eye on her.
Okay.
And I heard through the grapevine that they were offered a late model next year, and their dad Jason said, no, we want an A-mod. I think that's a mistake. An A-mod is one of the hardest race cars to drive. A late model is a lot easier to drive than a A-mod. The next, of course I'm a late model guy, but she'd get more recognition if she went to a late model. And I think the move to the A-mod is, I've driven different class of cars, and the hardest car to drive out there is an A-mod.
Yeah.
They have skinny tires, they have the same horsepower as a late model, and they don't turn when you turn the wheel, they don't stop when you step on the brakes, and they don't go when you step on the gas. Actually, a sprint car is a lot easier to drive than a A-mod,
Yeah.
because a sprint car does exactly what the driver wants. You have to have quick responses to drive a sprint car, but they go when you step on it, they stop when and they turn when you want them. I think that she should go to a late model, and but they want to call that a progression. If you noticed through the years, anybody that was a late model driver, or pardon me, an A-mod driver, and jumped in a late model, they were always successful. They come from an A-mod, jumped in a late model, they were great in a late model. I think she should skip the A-mod and go right to a late model.
Wow.
Even if it's a limited. But limited late models, I'm dead set against.
Yeah, you said that.
I think they're shooting themselves in the foot. They run for no money, and the cars cost damn near as much as a late model.
Well, that'll be that's where we'll start off next year. We'll start talking about those B late models. But I know you had told me 20 years ago that you thought that you said something to the effect of you wouldn't wish your worst enemy an A-mod. So that's where we'll end it. But thanks for your time again, and like I said, we'll catch up again next year, next Labor Day.
Okay, I hope so.
Oh, yeah, I'll be here.